My husband and I, we love finding out-of-the-way businesses to go and explore, and this next store that we're about to talk about is truly a gem. It's a place that I learned about from a talented interior designer friend of mine.
That's how you find the best places. I'm excited to see, because I always like finding stylish things for my home that are a little out of the ordinary.
And that's exactly why people like this place so much. Think vintage, think upcycling, and think great prices, which we all love, and you've entered the world of Lost and Found. If you've ever driven along US 131 near downtown Grand Rapids, you've probably seen the old Sly Furniture Factory. Well, inside are a number of antiques businesses, and one in particular we wanted to show you. And we're talking with the owner of Lost and Found, Mark Miller. Mark, you have thousands of square feet full of really cool stuff. What exactly do you do here?
Well, we are a very eclectic mix of antiques. We have vintage items, we mix in some industrial items, and we also mix in a few new items here and there. And we teach people how to use it in their home. We mix it up and show them what might be a good look for them, or inspire them to go home and rearrange their house with items they already have.
Yeah, it's really neat how you have it set up by room spaces. We just happen to be by a living room.
Right, this happens to be one of my favorite settings that we have right now. We had a couple pairs of couch and chair that we had found. It's a 1950s set that we had reupholstered in some vintage Herman Miller fabric that we found. We mixed it in with a couple coffee tables out of old railroad carts. Threw in some modern pottery and glassware, and we found some crazy giant light bulbs that we added in, and then we threw in an old scale, and we tried to mix it up and make it work together. And we kind of really feel like it's a nice look.
It is.
It's an unusual, walk into your house, you go, what are these crazy giant light bulbs? I mean, it's a great conversation piece at the same time.
Everything has a story. This isn't your only living space that you've done up. What about this one over here with this really giant wall hanging?
Oh, that's a great one. We actually acquired the wall hangings here in the building. Somebody at some point, this being a former furniture factory, had made those. We set that up more of like a mid-century setup where you can find some really cool 1960s retro chairs, a nice Herman Miller piece, and some pretty lamps all mixed together with a nice little fabric upholstered like piano bench that you can now use like maybe as a hall entryway or wherever you want to put, maybe foot of the bed even.
And next to that space, what could be a sunroom or a patio?
Definitely. It's a bamboo, and again, it's going to be a 1930s, 40s, or even as late as 50s bamboo set. It would be great out at the lake house overlooking the beach, or you might even put it in your sunroom, and it's just comfy and relaxing. It's got built-in magazine racks, so you can sit there with a nice cold beverage and pull out your magazine and relax all evening long.
Just gorgeous. We're moving from living spaces to dining spaces. A great example of a really popular trend we're seeing right here.
Exactly. What we're getting into a lot is that the formal all matching dining room sets are really becoming a thing of the past, and it's really heavily trending right now, where you'll find some old chairs, you paint them up, put some great fabric on them, and you match them with whatever table strikes your fancy.
Yeah.
The color and the fabric are the tie-ins, and they don't even have to be the same. If you use the same tones that you're putting on them, it ties them together. Everyone has one of those crazy chairs in the basement. They don't know what to do with it.
Yes.
You go, I don't know what I'm going to do with that thing. Drag it up, paint it, put some great fabric on it, add it to your dining room collection.
So this is a round table. You have tables of all shapes and different styles that you can do things with.
We found a great one at a school that was closing down, and it was a science table, and it's small enough that it would make a great space in a nook. You could use it as a craft table. If you have children, it's virtually indestructible. It's got stools that will look great in a loft. After you're done dining, pull the stools into the living room. Everyone's hang out and watch the game or whatever you're going to do with it. But it's a great reuse of an unusual table and chairs.
I know that you do so much of this reupholstering and painting in-house, Mark.
Yes, I will tell you that, I'm embarrassed to show you my workshop, but everyone else seems to love it. But it's a mess, and it's because we got a lot of different projects we're working on. If you wanted to bring down a bed you needed to have repaired and painted or fixed, we have that capability. If you have a chair you don't know what to do with it, maybe you don't want it, maybe I'll buy it from you, or maybe I'll fix it for you.
You truly breathe new life into a lot of objects.
Thank you. We try. It's a great thing. We are having a blast doing it too.
For cool items to decorate your home, your office, or practically any space, Lost and Found in Grand Rapids. So many treasures.
That is a
inside
cool
that.
store.
And it's big, so there are a lot to be found there. I picked up a cool bird cage that I'm going to spray paint bright green to match my kitchen eating area. I don't have a bird, but I'm probably going to put a plant or a little stack of books in there.
Or a little parakeet.
I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. Later in the show, we're going to revisit Lost and Found to show you some very unique items we guarantee you won't find anywhere else.